this feels so weird. Why am I doing this to myself? Okay, I'm just gonna leave this on while I try to log into a different account to see if this is actually working. I mean, I suppose that it is, but like, a ver. I can see myself, hopefully. Oh, guys, I'm so nervous. Okay. Oh, I can see myself. Oh, it's almost a little bit like surreal. Okay, so hi. Oh, you have logged on. 2 people. I'm so happy. Yes, Joanna, you're the first one on here. I think so. Oh my gosh, it's actually working. I'm so nervous, guys. Like, I'm freaking out. Oh my god. It's the first time I'm doing a live stream, and I've been talking about this for so long, but like, I'm just so scared. Like, oh no, you're 3 people on here. Oh my gosh. Can you just type something like hi or good morning or where you're from or just something so I can see that the chat is working? Oh, you look beautiful. Thank you. This will be fun. Yes, it will. I mean, I'm not dressed for the occasion, but I showed up. I am here and I have my coffee. Do you guys have your coffee? Or what's your beverage of choice this morning? I have chosen my new cup that Natalie gave me for my birthday, and I think it's so funny because it looks just like Jackson. Like literally shaking. Well, I guess I'm just gonna make a fool out of myself, but that's fine. Like, we're friends here. It's good. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna have a sip to calm my nerves with coffee, I suppose. Okay, so the idea behind this live was that you would get a chance to ask me questions like in the moment. I mean, in March we have MS Awareness Month, and I just felt like this urge of doing something. Like, I just wanted to spread awareness, especially now when like so many things are happening locally here. We are starting this, as I told you in previous videos, we are starting an MS association. Guys, now you can see like how much this is affecting me. Like, I can't believe I'm showing up here like this, but we have a Spanish speaking friend. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Es que voy a hacer eso en inglés, pero te agradezco mucho por has venido para decirme hola. No sé si en el futuro puedo hacer más contenido en castellano, pero la verdad es que me siento un poco vergüenza. Pero bueno, eres bienvenida o igual y te agradezco mucho. Pero este live lo voy a hacer en inglés. So thank you for everybody who's showing up. Like, I'm doing this live in English. I think I will have to do that in order to accommodate the most people. A ver, you don't need to feel stressed. Oh, thank you. Hi everyone. Yeah, you can like comment to each other in the chat. That would be great. So I'm originally from Sweden, but I have been living in Spain for the past, I want to say 11 or 12 years now. But yeah, so going back to why I'm doing this live. So I want to spread awareness when it comes to MS, right? That's been my goal since starting sharing my journey on here. And we are starting an association here in my area where I live for people with MS and for people with neuro, how do you say, neurologic, like brain fog, conditions like deteriorating, that kind of thing. So like if you have Alzheimer's, if you have Parkinson's, or if you have been diagnosed with a neurologic condition, a lot of us, we have similar symptoms. So we're just trying to neurodegenerative. Thank you. We're just trying to accommodate as many people as possible, but because we are patients ourselves, it takes a lot longer. And I don't know, in the meantime, I just want to spread awareness here. So oh my god, this is so much fun. Yeah, I feel very privileged to be part of this. Judith, I'm answering you now, because like I had this on my heart for a while that I wanted to start an association, but I'm not strong enough to do it myself. And there is this other lady, a close friend of mine now, that I didn't know from the beginning, and she's also an MS patient, and she reached out to me thanks to our mutual, what's it called, physiotherapist. And that's how it all came about and how we got to know each other, and that she wanted to include me in this project. So for today, I asked you guys to submit questions or what you wanted me to talk about. And honestly, like there is so many things that we could discuss today. I feel like we could just have a nice little chat and just talk about whatever we see fit. But like I said, if you have a coffee of choice or beverage of choice, share with me what you're drinking. I'm having just a normal like espresso with milk, like a coffee with milk, and I'm using my new cup that Natalie bought me for my birthday, and it's giving me strength and a little bit of encouragement sitting here. I feel like I can't watch the screen because I get so nervous. One of you wanted to hear more about like my peppermint tea. Yeah, that's good too. Black sugarless coffee. Ooh, you're hardcore. Cheers. Love that. I think if I were to have that now, I would be too much like jittery. I think that wouldn't sit well with me at the moment. Maybe I should have opted for a peppermint tea actually. Something more calming. Yeah, you're hardcore. Life without coffee is impossible. See, like I feel like we are on the same page. Like waking up in the morning, the thing that gets me out of bed, honestly, like that's the thought of the first sip of my coffee in the morning. And when I've had my first cup, I'm like already ready for the next day. Like I'm like, okay, can't wait for tomorrow. It's honestly like, it's, yeah, I should just stop talking about that now, but anyway. So going back to one of the questions, you wanted me to share a little bit about my spiritual life, I suppose, as of recent. If you've been following along for a while, I haven't been a very religious person ever in my life. I recently got to know Jesus. Like I don't even know how to word what I'm doing or what I'm experiencing, but because I had this experience when I was in the hospital where I felt like he reached out to me in a way that only I could like understand, and it really changed my life and how I view things. I just feel like it's helped me so much that of course I want to share with other people as well. So I'm currently surrounded with my like morning routine things. So I'm sitting here with my morning devotional. I'm sitting here with like I have my pens and my papers and my highlighters and my Bible too. I try to start every day with some Bible time. I'm currently doing the Bible in a Year podcast. I'm listening to like anyway, I'm listening to the Bible in a Year podcast with Father Mike Schmitz, and I find it very helpful because I can read along while I'm listening to him. And on days where I have a lot of brain fog, or like today where I just can't really concentrate, like today I feel drunk almost. I feel foggy. I feel I have trouble putting my thoughts together. So if you're able to actually get something out of this live, I'm very happy, because I think that's not me, like that's him helping me, like using me to get the message across. But like, yeah, it just fills me with a sense of calm in the morning, and I like to start my day as peaceful as possible because I get so overwhelmed and stressed. So that's something that I've been doing. And then I recently got this devotional by Sarah Young. It's called Jesus Calling. Honestly, I got it for the look of it. I just thought it was so beautiful, and I felt like they would look very nice together. And I just have heard some nice things about this book, and I decided to pick it up. And now when I've started using it, I can see why it was so loved by so many. And it's written from the perspective of like Jesus talking to you. So she's writing a daily message, and it's like he's talking to you, and then she's pulling from the Bible and taking like passages from the Bible and adding it underneath for you to see kind of like where she got the text from, I suppose. But it's a lovely read. It's an easy way to spend some time with God's Word if you feel like it's a little bit too heavy to go in with like a full Bible study in the morning. But honestly, like this have been giving me so much peace. Like I have one that you can write in, and sometimes I'll write prayers in here. Sometimes I will just take some notes of what I've learned from reading it. And honestly, without getting too like religious here, like definitely reading the Word and listening to the Word is filling me with a lot of peace, and it's helping me when I have my really bad days, when I'm struggling with my illness and I feel like everything is just so overwhelming, or like I can't handle the day, or I feel like my mental health is just not the best. It fills me with a sense of hope and peace, and I feel less lonely. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that for today. We could have a whole video or like live stream just talking about that, but I know that not everybody wants to talk about this. So what about talking a little bit more about like our MS things? So today I'm about, what day is today? Help me guys, what day is today? 12, could it be? Anyway, I'm about 2.5 weeks away from my next infusion. So I'm scheduled to have, I'm scheduled to have my next Ocrevus infusion in the end of the month. At the end of the month, I am a little bit nervous. My infusions are quite long, and they have been for since I started. It's almost like my body can't tolerate the drug when it's administered. I'm getting almost like an allergic reaction each time, and not as bad as the first couple of times where I would choke up and literally like I couldn't breathe and they had to stop and give me more antihistamines and that kind of thing. Now it's more like if I keep it at 90 milliliters, 90 milliliters I think it is, per hour or something like that, like the amount of medicine that's being administered, my body can tolerate it. I'm not full on like anaphylactic, that kind of, I just feel ill. I just feel like yeah, the corticoids are horrible. Honestly, I don't know if it's the corticoids or if it's Ocrevus that's affecting me during the infusion. So we have been testing if I'm allergic to corticosteroids, and turns out that I am. I have a document now that states like which two corticosteroids that I can take. I always have a reaction, but the reaction to those two is minor. So one is an oral one and one is one that you get like through an IV. And so I have that on a piece of paper if I need to receive. Oh my god. This used to make me so ashamed and uncomfortable. This is one of my symptoms that I really struggle with. I break out in hives each time I am emotionally like, not triggered, but like if I am excited, if I'm scared, if I am, I don't know, like anything that makes me feel a little bit more of something. Thank you. You're pretty anyway. You guys are pretty. Anyway, like I try to concentrate, I try to get my thoughts across. I'm just babbling. Brain fog and morning struggles for me. So like my MS in the mornings are usually really bad. Like I wake up feeling drunk, I wake up feeling like I haven't slept in a week, I can't form my thoughts, I have pain everywhere, I wake up feeling like I've fallen down a flight of stairs or something. I've taken all my meds, thank goodness I remembered, sometimes I do forget. Where was I, guys? I was saying something and now I'm just babbling. We were talking about what? You need to get me back on track here. What was I saying before I was showing you this? I completely blanked. Mornings. Yes, mornings. But what? Brain fog. I was looking for my mobile yesterday while I was talking on the phone. Yeah, that's happened. Like I was looking for my phone now and I was talking to you to check what time it was or what day it was. And hives, yeah, like I'm breaking out in hives every time I either for emotional things or like if I change the temperature. So if it's really cold outside and I come in and it's warm inside, I will immediately like break out in hives, or like I will get this red mask on my face, which I'm not sure if it's MS or if that's like an MCOS symptom. But something that I know is MS is that my hands, they will literally divide into two. So half of my hand will be ice cold, even to touch from outside, and the other half will be burning and red and like swollen. And that happens to both of my hands. So I figured out that Um, the, the, um, the thumb and the following two fingers are the ones to get warm, and the other two is the ones that get cold. And these are things obviously related to my MS. And it's been worsening this winter, I want to say. I've been struggling a lot more with like my temperature issues. If you've heard about my symptoms before, I've spoken about having like an intolerance to temperature. Same happens with my toes. Freezing one time, burning the next. Yeah, do you ever feel it at the same time though? Is that like a thing, or do you have them really cold and then they will turn in and become like really warm after a while? Or do you have it at the same time? So no, okay. So when I have it at the same time, it's so confusing for my brain, because if I ask Caesar, for example, touch my either or, okay. Yeah, because it's so confusing. Like I will say to Caesar, like, can you touch my hand? Like I will put my hand on his wrist or something, and I will do this, and he was like, yeah, you're really warm, and then I will do this, and he's like, yeah, you're really cold. And because I can't feel like what's hot and cold, it's confusing to me. So what's cold actually feels like it's wet, and when something is warm, I guess it's like burning a little bit, but it's more like pins and needles. So that makes it all the more like confusing for my brain. I do get like you, Joanna, like it happens to my feet as well. That's why I always have slippers on at home. Like I have these kinds of, not the prettiest thing, but like they are rubber or plastic or something. And when I wear them, I feel like I can't tell if the surface is hot or cold, and it's not bothering me as much. If I were to have like cozy slippers, like furry slippers or something, I will get overheated and I will start to feel uncomfortable in my feet. Yeah, so like the temperature issues and the hives, I feel like they go hand in hand a little bit. They usually happen at the same time or around the same time. I have an excruciating pain in my ankles as soon as they touch the mattress. I don't have that in my ankles, but I do have that in my arm and in my shoulder. So that was one of my first symptoms, so like neurologic pain. And it starts from my neck and it goes all the way down to my wrist. And that's why I'm having to take baclofen every night before bed, which is kind of like a muscle relaxant for people specifically with MS. So it's not just a muscle relaxant, but I find that helps a lot because it makes me not as tense, because I tense up when I'm in pain, and it makes it all the more horrible to deal with. So I usually take, to be able to sleep, like even though we are in pain, sometimes we can do some things to help with falling asleep or like staying asleep. And so I'm taking the baclofen before bed, and then I take a supplement it's magnesium and something else. I've shared it before, but it's something you can get like in your I suppose you could get it in the pharmacy or like in your local store where you can get like supplements. So magnesium is good for before bed. I sometimes drink relaxant tea before bed, but then usually I will have to wake up and go to the bathroom a few times. So it's like, it's helpful to want to go to bed and fall asleep, but it's not helping me to stay asleep all night. So I only do that sometimes. What else I was gonna say? There is something else I take, I think. Yeah, so I've started taking a pain relief medicine that it's kind of like an antidepressant, but it has multiple functions and it's used for neuropathic pain. And I don't remember the name of that, but I don't take that in the evening, I take that in the morning. But yeah, falling asleep, staying asleep, and sleeping with MS, that's an ordeal. And if we're not resting, then our bodies are just even worse. It's funny that you say as soon as they touch the mattress. It's not even like something uncomfortable. It's like just the fact that you have a surface against them. So how many of you watching have MS? That's something I would like to know. Because I know that some of you guys follow because you know somebody who has MS. How many of you actually have MS? That would be interesting to hear. I sleep like an embryo. That's cute. That sounds cute though. Secondary progressive MS, yeah. So how long have you had it for? Has it always been secondary progressive? No, it can't be. You have need to have relapsing remitting before, I suppose. If not, it would be primary progressive. I just answered my own question, but so I'm confused, guys. Maybe you can clear this up for me. So a relapsing remitting MS and secondary progressive MS. Like, when do you know that you have what's it called? Not transferred. When you have like gone over from relapsing and remitting to secondary progressive, because I feel like 20 years with MS, 17 years with secondary progressive. So you only had, or like it took you only 3 years after diagnosis to transition. I don't know, to secondary progressive. Then then it's not so strange that I'm suspecting that then. Even my neurologist told me last year, no, when I had my relapse in 2024, he told me that he was suspecting that I had secondary progressive MS, but he didn't want to like officially say that. I think he prefers to keep the relapsing remitting on paper, because then it gives him other options to like treat me, maybe, I don't know. I have relapsing remitting MS, long story, had other stuff health-wise. They try to find out if I really have relapsing or another form. First infusion next month. Wow, first infusion next month. Are you nervous for your infusion? Is there anything you would like to know beforehand? That's why you asked me, I suppose. It can be confusing to diagnose, yeah. Good luck, Judith. Yeah, we will be thinking of you. So next month. So we are afraid of the side effects. So, okay. Hopefully I can make you feel a little bit better. So, are you gonna have Ocrevus infusions? I'm waiting because I want you to tell me if you're gonna have Ocrevus infusions or something else, because if you're having if you have the same as me, then I can like speak into that. Backs. I don't know what that means. That's fine. So like for me, I had a reaction to my infusion the first time around, but nothing like super scary. I just had to tell them that I was feeling like itchy in my throat and I was experiencing some discomfort, and they stopped and they gave me another dose of antihistamines, and then we could continue. And then when I got home, I did have a few like side effects afterwards, and the one that was the worst, I suppose, was from the corticosteroids. I usually get in a really bad mood, and I feel sorry for Caesar because he's usually the one who gets yelled at. But I have learned now that I have this reaction. I turn into this little Tasmanian devil for a while. I get really annoyed, I get really angry, I can't control my temper, and like my family knows this now, so I try to stay by myself for the first like 24 hours until it calms down. But other infusion reactions that I get is that I usually get very red, I usually get an influx in my hives, I usually have yeah, those kinds of symptoms, but nothing too bad. Like, don't be too scared. MS really changed me. MS changed everyone. Nobody is the same after having a diagnosis, not mentally, not physically, and that's why we need each other. Like, I remember when I got my diagnosis, I thought my life was over. I felt like, how am I gonna be able to continue and live my life like this? Like, I remember sitting in the hospital room, my dad was there with me, and my kids were not there, Caesar wasn't there, and I just cried, and I just said to him, like, I don't know how I'm gonna continue with this. Like, but the thing is, you will, like, you find ways. We don't give up, and when we have our good days, we appreciate them so much more. But we need each other, and we need for people to understand what we're going through. That way you're gonna feel so much less lonely, because it's a really lonely road to be on. Like, even though maybe your family or husband or whoever is there to support you, because they can't understand what you're going through, it still feels very lonely. And no, that's true. She said she don't take a lot of, she said, I don't take much BS anymore, laughing, and I like that. That shows that you have a sense of humor. And I used to take a lot of BS, but if I'm under the influence of steroids, of corticoid steroids, I take no BS. And yeah, I don't know if that's something to be really proud of in my case, but anyway, I have found something that have changed within the last year, that I have a more positive outlook. I've realized that by lowering my, not my standards, but like I used to be able to do everything, and I want to do everything by myself, I want to do it perfectly, and blah blah blah, right? Now I've realized that I can't do everything by myself, I can't do it perfectly, I can be good enough. I'm just gonna show up as myself and be good enough, and that is enough. And if I treat people with respect, and if I have a smile on my face, then that's what I'm gonna receive back. So if I go out, for example, most people understand, others do not do. Others do not mind anymore. Like, I feel like people won't be able to understand. I mean, it's hard for me to understand somebody else with MS because our symptoms are so different. But if I find somebody with a similar symptom, I can relate to that. But I find it easier to have like obviously a general understanding, and I'm much more aware if somebody's feeling bad or having a flare or something. I can detect it sooner, because now I spend time with more people that have MS. So sometimes I feel like I'm able to maybe ask the correct question. I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking, but many times people will just be like, hi, how are you today? And all you want to say is like, shit, like always, but thank you for asking. But you can't really do that, because then it's like, they're not saying that to be mean, it's just something you say. And I hate to lie. Like, I don't like saying, oh, I'm good, thanks, when it's not true, but I also don't want to like just bleh and tell them everything. So I usually just smile and I say, thank you for asking, I'm managing, or like, I'm doing my best, or I'm here, so, you know, that kind of thing. I'm gonna give you a little story very fast. My grandfather, who passed away a couple of years ago now, he, you would ask him like, hi, how are you? And he would answer, I'm alive. I don't know why, but I'm still here. And we would laugh, and that was like his answer, I think, the last 5 years of his life. It's a blessing when you have support, but when not, yeah, I know, like the first, I think, 2 years of me having my diagnosis, I realized quickly how people you think are your friends are only there for the highs and not for the lows, and they are very fast to just become silent and disappear. But I try now to forgive them and be like, okay, they are not capable, they are not strong enough, and I am not gonna fault them for that. It makes me sad because I miss them, but I'm gonna look to the people who are there for me now. And I've been very blessed the past year or so that I have found new friendships, and I've been praying a lot about that. For the longest time I felt so lonely, like I had no friends, like I had one friend, and I lost her. It's like now I've gained at least 5 new friends, and it's genuine relationships, and yes, a couple of them have MS, but not all of them have MS. So a few of them can understand me. There are always angels outside, yeah. A few of them can understand me, and I'm very grateful for that. Sometimes I feel like or maybe this was a fear of mine beforehand. I was a little bit afraid that if I... Hey! Did you just join? Jack, I think your name is. Did you just join? I'm thrown off again. Like, I can't read and concentrate at the same time. Like, I was afraid that if I were to spend time with only people with MS, I would get like depressed and only thinking about like my this is how your true people will yeah, I know. So welcome. I'm happy that you joined. We've been talking for a while now, guys. We've been talking for like almost 40 minutes, and I feel like we just started. But welcome to everybody who just joined. And today we're just talking. Like, there is no rhyme or reason for what we're saying. We have been talking about many different things, but we're trying to keep it MS related. We are spreading awareness for multiple sclerosis during the month of March, so we're trying to like talk about all these things. But we're very happy to see you, and if you have a coffee, enjoy it. So yeah, I was afraid that if I were to spend too much time with only people with MS, I would get more ill. Not like get more ill per se, but it would weigh me down, and maybe I would get more depressed when I would be constantly reminded. But honestly, like the people I've met, the lady that I'm doing the association with, one of them starting the project with, she has become a really, really dear friend to me, and she's so genuine, and she's so kind, and she's always smiling, and she just reminds me that we are not our illness. Like, she's this amazing individual. Like, this woman is pure light, and she walks around with a cane just like me, so we joke, and when we meet up for coffee or something outside and we walk around with our canes together, I just say that we are the club, the cane club or something, and I just think it's funny. But another question for you guys. So I've asked you about your illness. So how many of you are like having to use devices? Like how many of you are having to use like a cane when you're walking, or a wheelchair, or a permobil when you're out? Those kinds of things. Have you found something that works for you? I'm interested in hearing that. So I'm currently, when I'm at home, I try to not use my cane always. I try to, I kind of like furniture walk, so I will reach for furniture when I feel dizzy, or like my legs are dragging and that kind of thing. But my apartment is quite small, so I don't have to walk very long distances. But every time I leave my house, rollator at home, wheelchair outdoors, canes do not support me. Okay, yeah, I understand. I had a moment where I had to use a rollator. I've had moments where I've been in a wheelchair and not able to walk at all, so like I can relate to that. Now I'm using my cane every time I go outside. If I have a bad day, I use it indoors. If not, I try to furniture walk. And then every time I have to go anywhere remotely, like far, I will use my permobil. I think that's the name of it. It's like this electric little car. I don't know how to say, but it's small enough to have indoors, and I'm able to bring it into stores and that kind of things. And it's perfect when I take the kids to school. They walk or they take their scooters. I want one of those. Like I'll tell you the one that I have. I don't know if they are local only. That I don't know if they only deliver in Spain, but the one I have, it wasn't that expensive. I think we paid. I mean, everything is relative. Okay, it's expensive for me, but I've seen ones that are just astronomically expensive. I think we paid about 800 euros or 900 euros for my permobil, and it's been working great for me. I usually don't go too long though, because it's a smaller version, so it's more shorter distances, but I've been able to go like with the kids to the shopping center, which is quite near, and I'm able to like join them with that in the stores, or sometimes I will park it outside of the store and I will take my cane and walk in 10 minutes, and then I'll just sit down again and that kind of thing. I try to use my legs as much as I can, but I don't want to overdo it, because then I'm, just having to stay in bed for a few days after. I need a sip. I don't know how long you guys think we should continue the live for, but for as long as you want to be here, I'll stay. But I'll share with you the permobil that I have. I'll make a post and I'll see if I can link it somehow, because I've been really happy with it, and the battery lasts for like 60 hours or something like that, so I only have to charge it, I think, once a week or something. Yes, of course. Thank you, she said, and of course I will share anything and everything I can to help. So and it's fun, like the kids and I, we play around with that. Sometimes I'll have them drive it when they sit on my knees. Hector is getting to the point where he's a little bit travieso. How do you say? He is being a little bit, he's doing things he shouldn't. I don't know how to say in English. He will do, not pranks, but like he will sometimes do things he's not allowed to do. So one day we went down to the pool area and we had a picnic, and I took my permobil to go down with them, and I left it next to us where we were sitting, and I had a little chair for me, like one of them like beach chairs, loungers, and he jumped on my permobil and he started driving it around the grass, and I was like, stop, you can't do that, you're gonna have an accident. And he thought it was so fun, and he made it to go cheeky. Yeah, he put it, he says tope conejo. There is 2 settings, so there's like a wheel that you turn, so you can go from really slow to fast, and there is a little cartoon next to the slow, and it's so they have painted a turtle, and then they have painted a rabbit. So the rabbit go fast and the turtle goes slow. So he says that he's gonna turn it to rabbit and go fast. And yeah, he did that. And one of the neighbors saw, and she was like, "Be careful, so he don't drive it into the pool." And I was like, yeah, that wouldn't be great. But I couldn't run after him and take it back, so I called his dad, and he was like, "If you don't give it back now, Hector, Daddy's gonna come and be really angry with you." And in the end, he gave it back, but oh my gosh, so silly. But sometimes I will let him drive it. Like if he's sitting with me, like we can drive together. It's nice. And Natalie, she's so tall. She can still sit on my knees, but she's so tall, like I can't really see that well. So I don't have her sitting on me if we go very far. It's just like around here. Ow, my legs are starting to hurt. But yeah, so that's been helpful. The cane that I'm using is from Camina. It's a Spanish brand. I can see if I can link that one too. Yeah, he was really cheeky. Because it's really good. Like the handle, I like it because it's ergonomic and you can choose like in what way you want to hold it. But I'm getting a little bit bored. I'm getting a little bit bored with the design, and I'm looking around to see if I can find another cane that would be fun to have. But they're also expensive. Like this one is a foldable with a good handle. Like it's a cute design. It has flowers on it, but not too much. Like it's neutral colored and neutral colors, and I really like it. But I want another one, and the ones that I'm looking at online are like 100 euros, and I don't know about you, but like I don't have that money to spend on a cane. I think I paid 30 something for the one I've had since the beginning. Yeah, I know the price rises are nuts, but I think that these canes that I have been looking at have been this expensive from the beginning. Like I really would like one of those see-through plexiglass kind of looking ones, really cool ones. I've seen one that has, it's almost like this shade, it's like a sage green see-through cane, which is so cool. I think it's from NEURO canes, could be. I think those are really cool. But like I said, it's just too expensive for me. But they look nice, like they look really cool. So I don't know, things like that on my mind. Sometimes we try to make life a little bit more fun. Recently got these blue light glasses because watching the screens makes my eyes really tired and I get a headache, but I didn't want you to have to look at the glare, so now I'm doing this. These are actually not mine. I got a pair for me and I got a pair for Natalie, and these ones are hers. But because my head is so small, like the child ones looks better on me. Like I have a super tiny head. Okay. What else do you want to talk about before we end this live stream? We've been talking for about 50 minutes. I was afraid that nobody would show up. I was afraid that you would find me boring. I was afraid that we would have nothing to say. Like now I feel like, why haven't we done this sooner? Like, you guys are so nice. I just like having conversation with you. Should we like decide when we should do this the next time? You're not boring. Thanks. I think it helps that I come on here looking like this and not like forcing myself to get ready and putting too much pressure on myself. We should do this more often, depending on how we feel, of course. Yes, and this is so good. Like you you're right on point. Like, so this new friend that I have, who has MS, like she's so understanding, and she will always say to me, like, if we have plans, if we have decided to do something, she's like, if you're not feeling okay to go ahead and do it, like, I don't mind pushing it to another day, like, don't feel obligated. And it takes the pressure off, and it's really necessary. I do feel like after doing it this once, like after doing it this first time, it's like ripping off a band-aid. Now I feel more comfortable. I think I'm always scared before doing something new. Oh, I'm sure you look fine. I'm sure you look fine. We should do like, I wish I could see you guys, like that would be nice too, but I mean, it's good then that I'm coming on here in my sweats and in my, like, it's not my pajamas, but it's almost, it's like fancy pajamas, okay? I have fancy pajamas now. I've gone from like coming on here like, you know, with my hair made, my makeup done, like hats and all, like I remember doing my pregnancy updates with Hector like 5 years ago. I've never felt more pretty in my life as when I was pregnant with him. That was like the peak, I think. We should organize a Zoom call. Yeah, I think we should. Maybe we can, like, because I'm so, like, I'm not so techie. I don't really know. I'm in my pajamas. Sorry, not sorry. Like, I love that. Like, we are the pajama girlies now. Not only girlies, but like, we are the pajama club now. Maybe we should change the Spoonie Friends group to like the pajama club. But it's so funny, like, comfort is key now. Like, I don't mind coming on here looking like this because I prefer to show up and talk to you and like do this and not limit myself to I can only show up if I look okay or if I consider myself being put together enough. I think it's so nice because I have this other YouTube account that I never use, but I logged into that one, so I'm able to watch the chat while I'm talking to you on my phone, because that was another thing that was worrying me, like the tech side of thing, like how can I organize this, because I want to be able to see your comments, and I don't want to have to like touch the screen and because I can't really read underneath here, because then I will be sitting like this all the time. So I find this setup works for me. So if this works for you, then like we can do this more. And I don't know, should we have themes? Like, should we do I don't know, now I'm like brainstorming with you guys. Like, we could do a live and have a topic for the week. Let's say we do a live stream. Now I'm just like aiming really high, but let's say hypothetically, we had a live stream once a week. So on Thursday mornings, we have coffee together and we talk about a specific topic. Let's say this topic next week would be talking about our diagnosis story. Or we could have like, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh. One day we could talk about like the most annoying symptoms, or we could talk about like things people have told us that like unsolicited advice, or I don't know. We could talk about our treatments. We could talk about like the negative side of things, or we could talk about the positive side of things, or we could, yes, sounds good. Okay, I guess we are on the same page. We could have conversation about anything and everything. I don't mind. I like it to be related to MS because that's what I am like spreading awareness around, but I don't mind talking about whatever you feel interested in knowing or just having conversation about. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes, then we have been here for an hour. I think that's good. To close out, if I could give you something to leave this chat with, I want you to spend your day doing things that fills your cup. Like, I want you to do things that make you feel good. Not only doing the things we have to do, like those are good too, but like we need to fill our cups, because if we are only pushing ourselves, then we're just gonna reach that level of fatigue where we can't function anymore, and we need to be more kind to ourselves. So if that means staying in your pajamas all day, then you do that. I've loved being able to sit. I have this new cozy corner in my living room. So for my birthday, Caesar got me a lounge chair and a new coffee table with a lamp, and I've just made myself a cozy little nook where I like to sit and read my books and that kind of thing. I have been able to start reading again, which is amazing. Like, I don't remember being able to read. It's been so long, so due to like many reasons, but I've been I know he is amazing. He's amazingly annoying sometimes, but he's amazing and I love him so much, and he's my number one thank you. But I mean, it's a give and take. Like, I do things for him too, so don't get me wrong. But like he looks at me sometimes when I'm sitting in my cozy corner, and he's smiling, and he says like, yeah, that's what I wanted for you. Like, that's what the vision was. So I spend time in my cozy corner a couple of times a day. I try to sit there, and when I'm resting, I'm reading, or I'm just wanting to be part of the family, but I don't want to necessarily be in bed. It's a perfect spot for me to sit and snuggle my cats. That's another thing I could recommend. If you don't have a cat, get a cat because they will just give you so much joy, and it's so much easier with cats than dogs. For example, I used to have a dog. I always considered myself a dog person, but since getting our cats, life has changed yet again to the better, and they give me so much love, and I'm just so thankful for them. We rescued them from a shelter, and both of them are still babies. My Looney will be 1 in March. She's the newest addition. Yesterday I got to cuddle with her for the first time. I've had her for a month and a half, nearly 2 months, and yesterday was the first time she let me hold her, and she was purring the entire time, and I love her. And then we have Jackson. He is the coolest cat you will ever meet. Like, he looks like my cup. He looks like my cup. He has the personality of my cup, and I laugh with him every single day, and he loves me. Like, he knows that I need snuggles, and he lets me snuggle him. Like, he lets me do whatever I want. If I wanted to just kiss on his belly, I can do that, and if I just want to hug, I get that, and if I just want to sniff his face, then he lets me do that. Like, he is the most cuddly, sweet little boy, and he is only 6 months old, I think, but he's bigger than her, and he's gonna be a big boy, I think. But yeah, find little things that gives you joy. Currently mine are obviously my family, but like having my moments with my cups and my coffee breaks and reading God's word and reading my books and being outside in the sunshine sometimes. I don't always go out, but I try. I listen to music. I sometimes listen to podcasts, not very often, but I try to stay away from stress factors. So I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news more than I have to. I try to stay away from gossip. I try to stay away from everything that can give me like a negative feeling. So be kind to yourself. Find your moments in your day that you feel like you can regain that energy, and just be kind to yourself. And remember me when you feel lonely, because I think about you all the time. I feel like when I had my lowest moments and when I was the most lonely, you were the ones who were constant. You would text me, you would comment, you would send me the most encouraging messages, like when I was hospitalized and my God bless you too. When my friends were disappearing, you were there, and I never take you guys for granted, and I just love you. I am gonna see if I can turn this off because I don't really know how, but I'll let you guys know. And I suppose in what is it called, where I can post messages, like on my YouTube channel. I will post the next live, but like I'm thinking this works for me. So if today is Thursday, I think it is, we could just try and do this again next week. If not, I'll let you guys know, but it was fun. Thank you for joining, and I wish you the best day, and I will see you guys soon. Much love. Oh, I don't even know how to turn this thing off. How do I turn it off? Can you guys help me? God be with us all. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Like, I think your message yesterday made it all the more, I felt more calm, like, before doing it. How do I exit? Like, how do I turn this thing off? Do you guys know? I don't know how to turn this thing off. I think we're gonna have to stay here until next Thursday. Nope, that was not it. Maybe here.